Right, so here we are at the National Exhibition Centre, and I'm joined by none other than Charlie Chadwick of Chadwick Model Railway.
Afternoon.
How are we doing?
Pretty good, good show.
Are you enjoying it so far, of what you've seen?
Yeah, good show. I've never been on a Saturday before.
Yeah.
I've always come up with our Model Railway Club on a Sunday, and I've always heard that the Saturday is much more popular, but at the end of the day, if you come on the Sunday, you might miss the bargains. But today, yesterday I was working in Cheltenham, doing a job there, and tomorrow I'm working in Bristol, so this is the only opportunity, so I'll slip in here, in nice and early, great big queue, but the cash queue, the queue to pay in cash was smaller, so I was straight in there, and yeah, a good show.
Good. I was going to say, I have to ask, because I think of all the YouTubers out there, you've sort of, definitely from my opinion, grown the fastest. I was going to say, what first got you into YouTube, and then how would you put it down to the success?
To bear all, I used to be a sailor. I was in the Navy for many, many years. I left the Navy and became a photographer. And then I was sitting at home one evening reading Professional Photographer or some other ghastly magazine, threw it across the floor and said I've lost my hobby, because photography was kind of one of my loves of my life. My wife suggested I went to a model railway show. I went along, and this little class 25 or 24 Bobo came along going pop, 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 and I thought, crikey, things have moved on. DCC has now been born, sound locos, and I looked into it. I thought I'll have a go at that. And then I started sort of buying stuff, as we do, and after that I thought, no, this YouTube thing, malarkey, is quite good fun. I took inspiration from Richard from Junction on a video that he did about coach lighting. Now, I used to be an aircraft electrician at one stage, so I have some basic sort of wiring knowledge, and I went into that, wired up my coaches and thought, yeah, great. Then started the YouTube channel as I built the original Chadwick TMD, which was a computerised layout using train controllers silver, and took that to the odd exhibition. From then on, the channel grew to about 600 or 700 in January of 2018. At the end of January 18, you had to get 1,000 subscribers, or you will lose your monetization. Because I
remember that. It was pretty tough going.
I already had the watch time, so I then went head over heels to get videos out there to meet the deadline by rising my channel from about 700 to 1,000. So I did that by the February deadline of 2018, and now in November 19, I've gone from 1,000 to 21,000. So it's kind of, but content is king, and if you make videos that people want to watch, then that's kind of how you get subscribers. And I always leave the mistakes in. I super glue my fingers together, got a Swan Morton scalpel, cut them apart, live on TV if you like. When the phone rings, I just normally say that'll be the phone then, cut it, restart it. I won't cut it all out. I've broken stuff, I've sworn, but also beeped out the swearing. And the channel has grown. I always delete every comment I get that contains swearing. It might be, what a effing great big channel you've got, it's lovely. No, I get to delete the comments. Everything there has to be suitable.
I wondered where my comments went.
Everything has to be suitable for modelers of any age. And that's kind of what I think people like about it. It wasn't always. The first 5 videos, I don't think I did a face to camera, but after that, I thought, yeah, this has to be me. A friend of mine, Simon, said, I've watched your video, where's your head? Because all you got was my hands, and it was a fair point, and I like it. I like face to camera, so it works well.
Obviously, you see, I didn't know you were in the Navy. I thought you were a photographer.
No.
When did photography become a part of your life?
Well, I had to leave the Navy at the age of 50. And I was always a reasonably talented photographer.
You can say it.
So photography was easy for me. I had Photoshop skills and that kind of thing, but as soon as I became a professional photographer, I realised I didn't like photographing people. I did a couple of weddings and christenings and hated it, absolutely hated it. So then I went into the video work, and then with my model railway, it kind of all fell together. I still work professionally as a commercial photographer, but I don't do social photography. So that's kind of where I am.
How important is I suppose, the skills you've learned as a photographer with your YouTube channel. I mean, for example, I only use my mobile phone, which still surprises people now.
No, I invested in a very large, no, not a camcorder, a Sony camcorder, which sadly hasn't got interchangeable lenses, but it has a good sound recording system. I have other cameras if I want to do a 2 or 3 camera shoot, but editing them together is very, very difficult. But the Sony camera with its zoom, because I've got a little remote and I can zoom in and out, makes it so much easier. If I'd known how useful 4K was, I would have bought the 4K camera, because then you can snatch to a close-up.
Yeah.
You can edit it in post.
So does that zooming in, isn't it?
Yeah, just doing a quick crop in. But if I do a video that's half an hour long, it would probably take me a day to shoot it and a day to edit it. So it's at least 2 days every fortnight to my YouTube channel. But there's also, I find pressure. I don't know about you. Do you find pressure to make videos?
Oh yeah. But you see, in a good way, I like the pressure. I don't think I'd have a model railway if I didn't have that. I want a video for Friday kind of thing.
But I think to myself, because I try to publish my videos at 12 o'clock every other Friday, though some Fridays do slip by, I'm always thinking about the next subject. And I'm going to do one on guards van lighting in a couple of weeks' time. And I've spotted a guards van light down there, and I might just buy that because I want to show how you do it. Because what we're replicating is this, and bring up this antique light. So, but it would make a nice ornament in my railway room anyway. So that's where I am. Really.
So I suppose, with your professionalism in mind, are there any top tips you'd give to budding YouTubers out there, including myself?
YouTubers is
there common mistakes you see?
Yeah, content is king. If the video you've shot doesn't convey a message or inspire, then you're only doing it to polish your own ego. I do YouTube for 2 things. I like to earn a little bit of cash, but I need to inspire other people. Now, if you're making good videos and people are interested, then you're going to inspire people. So it kind of, you cover those bases straight away. And the other thing for people to learn is how important the thumbnail is. If the thumbnail is a picture of your 08 shunter, so what? But if your thumbnail is Bachmann 08 shunter broken again, that's on the thumbnail, then people are going to click it. They're interested because they've got a Bachmann 08 shunter and theirs is broken, or they want to find out what's wrong with yours. So you have to make it a little bit...
pizzazz it up.
Clickbaity.
The clickbait hoodie.
Clickbait. You've got to make the thumbnail interesting so that people will come to it. And I've dabbled around with various thumbnails and look at the analytics in YouTube to see which thumbnails kind of work, whether my face works or whether bits of track work and all the rest of it, and it tends to be the item. So I did a video on Superelevation, or as some people call it, cant. Be careful how you say that. So I've got a picture of a loco parked on the angle, and it's very clickbaity. People, I'd like to do that. Let's hear about that. So they click it. If it had just been Chadwick's November update, whatever, no one cares, do they?
Oh, I don't know. I would watch.
No, but it's the interest of the thumbnail, the attractive nature of the thumbnail that draws people in.
And that's the most important tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your thumbnails right, and you've got to put text on your thumbnail. Now, how you do that? I mean, as a photographer, I've got a copy of Photoshop. Photoshop costs £9.95 per month. But you can buy Photoshop Elements, which do just as good a job as inserting text. And I'm sure there are other free products out there that you can do it. But the thumbnail has to be good. The most important thing is your interface with your subscribers or your viewers, is they're interested in the thumbnail. If you want them to follow your channel, you've got to get them to click in and subscribe. But for them to subscribe, people in this country do tend to subscribe more than in America. My subscribers are around about 35-38%. In America, they're kind of 10%. That's not of my channel. That's generally in the States. People don't invest in you as a subscriber, but in this country, people subscribe easier. But you've just got to keep them hooked. But I notice when subscribers drop away, But all you can do is give valued videos that people are generally interested in, and tried not to make it too scale specific. So if you're doing static grass, it's easy because it'll be N00HO O gauge or whatever. But if you're very scale specific, then people will lose interest. If you're very DCC specific, you won't get the DC followers.
Yep.
DC specific, you won't get the DCC. So with your videos, try to make them as interesting to all the sort of vignettes of railway modelling.
So I should apologise now for this being such a boring video.
But I have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours on YouTube trying to figure out how it works, and I've got quite a few answers, which has made the channel successful. That's how.
Right, so we weren't interrupted by the announcement because you were double parked. Get the chauffeur to move the Bentley.
Yeah, no. I brought the Range Rovers with me today. It's not true.
There's two of them. The convoy, Super Saab bus. Right. Where was I? Now you've thrown me now. Look, I've done it to myself now.
It's my fault.
That's it. So forgive me for saying, a lot of your videos tend to be on sort of, you could say how-tos, or you're doing a very specific thing, but not so much in the layout update on the whole layout. Will we ever see that? Some people's style is very much walk around the layout.
What I'd like to do is release a video on 12 o'clock every other Friday, and one video would be a layout update, and one video would be a how-to or on a specific sort of feature, whether it be couplings or something like that. The trouble is now with work commitments, especially in my July and November commitments, my diary really is full. So my next video, which will go out a week Friday, I hope that one is on a specific item, and then the following one then will be on a layout update, because the layout, as I work on the layout when I have the spare time, I film it as I go, and then after a month I will have enough, after 4 weeks I'll have enough for a layout update.
Yep.
And but spliced within that is a how-to between that. But the layout, I am such a butterfly modeler. So I flit between projects. So I do a bit of this, a bit of that. I've got loads of half-finished projects. The viaduct I built looks lovely, but I haven't got around to sorting out the fencing and some of the trees, and I will come back to that. Then I ripped up all the foam underlay, the cork underlay, and put foam down. And I've got more signals that I know what to do that are still brand new, sat in their packets. And then I'll take those apart and have a look at those and flip from one to another. I am a butterfly modeler, but I have to get my backside in gear and get that loop completed and get trains running to maintain interest within the channel, I think.
I really like that approach. I think it keeps it exciting. So if you get stuck on a project for too long, I imagine it can be whittled down.
And I always, people ask me, could I do a video on such and such? Often I turn around and send them a link because I've already done it. Or I'll refer them onto other people's channels, who have covered that subject, and they've covered it well. I'll do that. But yeah, the main thing is to get trains running at Chadwick. Otherwise, my own interest could well wane. You see what I mean? And I don't want that. Yeah. But I do find a lot of self-imposed pressure to do these videos once every 2 weeks, and I try to make sure that my Tuesday remains clear. So I have the house to myself. That's my video day, or modelling with video day, if that makes sense. That's what I try to do. Yeah.
Is there a preferred style of video you like to do, or preferred topic you like to do? I know there's some videos I make and I can't be bothered, but I have to do one.
I don't like to do videos that have been overdone, such as, ballast in points or something like that, because everyone's done them. We all know how to do them, I'm not a scratch builder. I have some sort of building talents. They're not very well developed, but life at the moment is too precious.
Yeah.
I can't make track. I'm not going to use P4 and these kind of things, because my time really is too precious.
Yeah.
Because I have not quite a full-time job, but I have major commitments, and I still fly drones for a company and that kind of work as well. So
rock and roll lifestyle.
Living the dream.
I suppose. And finally, Charlie, do you personally have any favourite YouTube channels out there? That's not me fishing, by the way, I should just say.
My favourite YouTube channel is probably Luke Towan's Boulder Creek.
Who?
Luke. Luke Towers, Boulder Creek, Everard Junction has some good stuff on there. I like Graham's Lakeside because he's an older chap and he has a kind of a more laid-back way of putting things across, and he's built a lovely moving escalator, which I couldn't be bothered with. But fair play to him. I would try and go and buy one.
He might make us
but
one.
that's that. I do watch your channel. I watch
Forced to.
I watch Dean Park. Kathy Millet's I watch, but it's not really railroad specific, so I'll watch it and see if it's suitable. But I watch loads of channels, I really do. But my YouTube is also watching. I have another channel, okay, the photography channel, which isn't doing very well. It doesn't matter. But on that channel, the people I watch there are people like YouTube inspirational people like Casey Neistat, vidIQ, other people who give you the truth behind YouTube analytics. And because I watch those so often, I then pick up on how to improve mine. And it's not all about keywords, because if you can look into my channel, or I look into other people's channels and they use Chadwick Model Railway as one of their own keywords to draw people in. And I don't do that. I don't believe it works that well. And my keywords are really to do with that video.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing Pico points, it'll be Pico points, the Pico point number, it'll be Pico, Pico Limited, Pico Devon, everything to do with Pico, and that point, the structure, all to do with that. Because then, when people want to find out about Pico points, you know, they will find it. They won't find it on another channel kind of thing. You're just using Chadwick to sort of draw people in. But yeah, that's funny.
Well,
But you have to have a deep understanding of how YouTube works to make your channel grow substantially quickly.
and ultimately, content is king.
Content is king. It's all about the quality of your work, the quality of your subject, and your ability to inspire people.
Wonderful. I feel inspired.
Hopefully.
Well, Charlie, thank you very much for your time.
You're more than welcome.
Hopefully enjoy the rest of the show.
Pleasure. Take care.
And
Nice
we'll
to
see you soon.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.